Hello, my name is Nana Akua. I'm the team lead and the founder of Dija Enterprise. So basically, we're a service provision venture that shops foodstuff, toiletries, and other groceries for individuals, households, etc. I realized that there was a problem to be solved. I realized that a lot of people, especially in the corporate world, had a challenge of getting food stuff because of the nature of their jobs. Because I'm also from the corporate side, I realized that sometimes it's difficult to finish off your 9 to 5 and then also over the weekend go to the market to shop because you're probably tired after you've done your 9 to 5 and you want to rest, but then you need to go to the market and shop. So there's that part, and then there are just some people too who don't like going to the market at all. So that's also another part of it. So I thought, oh, this is a problem that needs to be solved. Initially, it was just a small idea. And I was like, oh, let's just pray about it, see where we should take it. And we started it. So I prayed to God, I spoke to my husband, my family, of course, and then everyone said, oh, you should try it and let's see how it goes. So basically it was the need, the gap that was there, the problem that was there that I thought could be solved through what we're doing. So yes, that's how Dija came about. The funny thing is, we didn't have any capital when we started. It's not like we we put some capital from the initial stages. Um, the idea was to start, and then as we go along, would sort of um, input and then see where it needs to be sorted here and there. Um, I think one of the tools that also helped us to just kick off was social media, because obviously everybody nowadays goes online, and marketing on social media is free to a point. So we decided to take advantage of social media, start from there, and then progress as we go along. And that is not to say that as we progressed, we didn't input some sort of capital into the business we're doing, but we didn't start off with an amount like a fixed funding as capital or anything of the sort. I think for me, because of where I'm coming from, sort of, because I'm also from the corporate world, I think I sort of know what our target market looks out for. I mean, most of the time, if you ask some people, they'll say that their business is for everybody, but that's a lie. To be honest, it's not. It wouldn't be for everybody. There are some people that are specifically your target people, and the kind of people that our business is tailored for is for the busy bee who does not have time to go to the market. And some of these people are very literate. They know how they want their things. So what makes us stand out is how we go about our things, how we're neat, how we package, how we provide our customer service, and how generally the service that we provide, we go about it. I think it's a bit different um, from the usual. Even though the sector we're in is a bit young, is a bit untapped in our part of the world, but then I think that we are providing a unique service because of some of the factors that I mentioned, and then some other ones. And then we try to be relatable with our customers. What we think, because we're dealing mostly with food stuff, and what we think we wouldn't want for ourselves, we don't get that for our customers. Yeah. I'd have to speak for where I'm coming from, the business that I'm doing. One of the major challenge that probably is going away a bit is that in our part of the world, a lot of people don't understand the essence of rendering a service. People are used to products. And with what we're doing, we're rendering services, not exactly products. And so most people do not understand that they need to pay for the service you're rendering for them or to them. It's a bit that is a bit of a challenge. But we have, I mean, some people who also understand that no, if I was buying a product, before the person will put together their product, they've factored in a whole lot of costs that they've incurred. And so if you're rendering a service to me, I also need to pay for your service, your labor, your transportation, your day-to-day running, if you have staff that you're paying, all that goes into the service that we're providing. And so when we have to charge a service fee for what we're doing, some people may not really understand what all that is about. And then for the business we're doing, for example, someone will just sit back and be like, oh, you're just going to the market. That one too, you want me to give you something, you know. But it is not just going to the market. I mean, people know it's very stressful going to the market, getting the best of items. And then even for us before, because we go the extra mile to clean and sort and package and everything, that's all inclusive in the service. So I think that's one of the challenges that we face. Another challenge that we also face is delivery. Um, Thankfully, we have a van, and then recently we've acquired a motorbike as well to help us with delivery. But one of the major challenges in our sector is delivery. I mean, if you're dealing with delivery bikes, the motor riders or dispatch riders, it's a headache sometimes. They will promise and fail. They will not handle the what you've got for the customer properly. They'll give excuses. They'll delay in the deliveries, and that becomes a problem for us, between us and our customers, because you're trying to save the situation by giving explanations, by trying to calm the customer, and sometimes it's a heartache to be honest. But yeah, we're still trying to find ways around it. I think thankfully people are, our generation and those coming after us, people are appreciating the essence of convenience, the essence of having to not being Superman or Superwoman, but having to engage the services of people that are quote unquote experts in a particular field to provide certain services when you know you can't do it yourself. So people are embracing delegating some of their duties to other people. And I think that is positive, especially for the kind of business that we run. And so in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm envisioning that this business will progress to a much bigger level. It will be on a wider scale where, you know, we'll be probably busy all over, and we'll be rendering services to a whole wider number of people. Being a woman affects doing business in Ghana to a point. For the kind of business that we're rendering, it's more of like a woman thing. Even though I know there are people in my sector that I know there's one guy who does what we do. So it's not really skewed towards just women. But the challenge that you would face is that this kind of business is tasking. Some people think that it's just, oh, you just go to the market and buy something, blah blah blah, but it doesn't end there. You need to think up ideas. You need to bring in extra services, new services, to make your customers feel like you're thinking about them. You want to make life easier for them. And And all that, including if you're a mother or a wife, is very challenging. Because if you have kids, like me, I'm married, I have kids. I also work in an office. So combining that with this business is not easy. It's stressful and challenging, but then you need to find a way around it. So yeah. With the kind of spouse I have, I don't mind at all. I mean, he's already part of the business. My husband has played a major role from having the business idea till building it to this point. I remember when the idea came and I discussed with him, he was like, "Oh yeah, go for it." I mean, and then he brought in a whole lot of ideas to help with the business, to help shape the business. And interestingly, our first customers came from my husband's office and some of his friends. He went real hard and he's been supporting the business. He's been investing capital into the business from time to time, and he's been encouraging and supporting, you know, and all of that. So I wouldn't mind having my spouse as part of it. I mean, he wouldn't have the time to play a major role, like hands-on role, but then he's helping from the background, and that's not a problem at all. The first thing I'll say is just go for it. There are lots of women sitting on so many ideas, and there are so many things that are holding them back. Fear, society, or thinking of how it's going to turn out. But what I know is when God gives you an idea, you just have to take the step and believe that God will take you through it. We didn't know, I mean, we're a very small business. We've not gotten to where we want to, but we we took a bold decision. We took a step, and God has been faithful. It's not been easy. I mean, we've had our highs and lows, but I think if we had just sat and folded our arms, nothing would have happened, and someone else would have done it, and we'll be like, "Oh, we should have," but we didn't. I mean, we took the step, and it's been good. So if you have an idea, just go for it. You don't have to think so much of um you want to get everything together before you start, and you don't have this so you can't start, you don't have that so you can't start. You just have to start. Once you start, if it's what you're meant to do, all the things that you need will come about one way or the other to make it possible for you to carry on. Yeah, so if there's any woman out there who wants to venture into any business of some sort, just go for it. It doesn't matter whether you're not working at the moment, or even if you're working and you want to venture into entrepreneurship, just go for it. But one thing is, if you're already working and you want to be an entrepreneur, it doesn't mean you should just cut off what you're doing. You need to start by juggling between the two. And entrepreneurship is not a solution to a 9 to 5. I mean, most people think that, oh, I have this great idea. Let me just go for it. I mean, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to start this business, and then profits will start coming. And my friends are there. My family is there. You know, people are going to support me. No, it doesn't work like that. Um, Venturing into entrepreneurship also requires a lot. The same effort that you put into a 9 to 5, you even need to double that effort when you are an entrepreneur, because you need to. It doesn't the boat doesn't just sail once you sit in. You need to invest capital. You need to invest ideas. You need to pray, and then yeah, it's not a quick way of avoiding a 9 to 5. So yeah, people, women who are interested in venturing into entrepreneurship should just go for it.